Hi. So this is the first time I've ever like made a video while shirtless, and it's kind of a weird experience, privilege kind of thing. I wanted to show you my chest because yesterday was officially my 6-month post-op, and I think I'm really about like 26 and a half weeks. That's how the weeks work out. Because I did have top surgery without being on T, and I'm still not on T, like I haven't been the entire time. And I originally had no intentions, and then like clearly I'm thinking about going on a low dose, but that's still not gonna happen for a while. So this is how it's going. I will say I had a really large chest pre-op. I was about a double D on one side and like a triple D on the other side. And so all of these like marks are actually stretch marks that I had pre-op. And it's super red. It's been super itchy. Been super itchy on my like nipple area for a while. And I know it's because they're healing, so it's a good thing. But clearly I don't have a lot of self-control when that happens. So like that's kind of what all this redness is. And then the stretch marks, because my surgeon has me putting vitamin E oil on them, are actually fading along with everything else, which is kind of nice. I was kind of like, whatever, it's my chest, I love it. But it's kind of a nice bonus that will be going away. And there's one part, is it right here, that still hasn't really flattened, and he was kind of like, in December, he was like, why isn't this flat yet? But like, he wasn't super concerned either. I think it's healing pretty well. You can kind of see I'm starting to get a little bit of actual muscle, but not much. The nipples still kind of look inverted. They have a lot of healing to do, and I think they've really started to with all the itchiness. But they still have a lot of color that needs to come back. And depending on how I sit, they don't always look even, but then I stand up like completely straight, and I'm like, oh yep, if I go across, they're even, so. I'm really happy. I'm going to give you one more close-up probably here. So if you're somebody who's non-binary, genderqueer, doesn't want to be on T, can't be on T, top surgery is still definitely an option for you. You can get it covered through insurance. You might have to go through a bit more rigmarole to do it, but you can do it. Don't scratch the crap out of yourself like myself, probably. Yeah, so my surgeon he said he's not a fan of tape on scars or on skin, so I haven't really been using scar tape like a lot of people do. I put vitamin E oil on almost every night, except for the nights that I forget, which is probably 2 or 3 times a week. And I have very nice skin, I guess. Like, it's not dry, it's not oily, it's kind of perfect balance right now. Because he was like, oh, it's winter, you might have to do it twice a day because it's going to dry out, but it doesn't feel dry at all. So that's kind of what my scars look like. They're still scratch mark. I don't know, like, you can sort of see like where the pec muscles are kind of trying to be defined. And this on the side, like, I didn't know if it was going to dog ear. This side looks completely fine when I do that. This side is actually, I think I've lost some weight, so like there's this piece that pokes out. So I'm going to talk to him. I'll see him in March about maybe doing a revision there, which is included, I think, in all of everything I paid up front. So annoying, but not the end of the world. I'm actually really super happy with it, even if I don't end up getting a revision there. And the scars like are kind of weird because some days they're really red, sometimes they're actually like pretty faded looking, kind of just pinkish now. I actually noticed earlier today like there's one section that's already kind of turning white after 6 months, which I'm really happy about. So, but it's also really weird to be able to sit here shirtless, although I'm cold, so I'm gonna put my shirt back on. But to be able to do that, and I like, since, I don't know, what's the age that little girls are like, you know how like when you're really young everybody can be topless, and then like all of a sudden if you're being raised as a girl, like all of a sudden you can't, even though you don't have boobs yet. Like, I don't know. And I'm not like, I don't have the build, maybe someday, that I would go around topless all of the time, but I like that I can. But I kind of hate that like other people can't. And I've seen like trans women or like trans feminine people talk about like, what's the point where I can't be topless in public anymore? It's weird for them to lose that kind of privilege because it's the same, especially if they're not having like top surgery, they just have developed natural breasts. Like, it's the exact same parts, so why, like, what's the difference? And a lot of like trans masculine guys will talk about like free the nipple, and like this is, you know, like it's something that people look forward to. Like, I'm really looking forward to standing on the beach shirtless for 2 seconds before I damage my scars anymore. But just the fact I can do that, like, I'm looking forward to that. But I also like want to acknowledge that it's dumb that the shape of your chest affects that. So yeah, so that's my chest update. That's 6 months yesterday, or about 26 and a half-ish weeks. if you're somebody who likes to count more by actual days. They'll probably be faded closer to white by the 1 year mark, probably. I may or may not end up getting that revision. I told my friend already that he's taking shirtless pictures of me on the beach and I'm already planning on it. So like, I'm not necessarily the type of person that would just wander around shirtless on the beach. Plus my scars, like I want to keep them out of the sunlight to protect them. I just wanted to show you guys because a lot of people ask about like, can you get top surgery if you're not on T? What's it look like? And let's acknowledge, like I have a much more robust body type than a lot. I've seen some non-binary people show and talk about their top surgery results without being on T, and they are all much leaner body types, which is great. Like, we all have different bodies, but I'm a little bit chubbier person, and I did have a very large chest, so that's kind of what it looks like. And again, like these stretch marks that were there have actually faded significantly in 6 months, which I mean, like I said, it's my chest, so I don't care. It's already perfect to me. Like this is actually like a dent almost in my skin, so that probably won't entirely go away, but the harshness of those lines is faded quite a bit. So that's it. That's my chest update. If you have any like questions or anything about top surgery or the clinic experience I had today, or anything that else I've talked about transition wise, I know this is a long vlog, but I feel like it's stuff that people ask about and want to know, and it's good to talk about going through as an adult, and that it's still normal and it's okay to ask questions. So feel free to ask me. I will talk to all of you again in a week or sooner. Bye.